Hey, what's going on, guys? Today we're going to be introducing a new top 10. I haven't done it for you guys yet, but we're going to do top 10 safeties. I think it's something in the near future that's going to be needed. So top 10 safeties is what we're going to start to do sometimes. We're going to start off at number 10, though. We have Donovan Wilson. He's a very good card, but the problem is he's an LTD, right? He has some pros to him. He has Cowboys chem, right? Cowboys team's good, especially if you have the Super Bowl Emmett. Very good. But the problem is he's 2.5 to 3 million coins, and you need medals. You can get medals by doing the roster revolution solos and that kind of stuff, but you need 1 medal to unlock deep out zone for 2. That's and then you need 2 medals for mid zone KO for 1. That's really what you're looking for. So you just need 2 medals to get his ability, but he doesn't really shine until you get him on a Cowboys team. So that's why he falls at 10, and also his price being this expensive is kind of crazy. Now coming in at number 9, we have Trevon Moehrig. I don't know how to say his name, but that's my best pronunciation. But as you can see, Raiders chem 6'2", 95 speed, 95 XL. You kind of want to see a little bit faster, but for right now it's solid. He gets solid abilities. Only need 1 medal for mid-zone KO, so that's why he's over Donovan Wilson. Donovan Wilson is on the better team, but 1 medal less is there. And then also here, as you can see, he's 2.3 million coins cheaper, something like that. So if you're going for someone of roster revolution sorts, Trevon is definitely better than Donovan Wilson, unless you're on a Cowboys team, and that's why Trevon goes at number 9. Now coming in at number 8, we have John Lynch. John Lynch is a very good card. He's been good since he came out, but there's better cards that have been coming out, so he's falling down the list. 6'2", 95 speed, 98 XL. As you can see, if you put his overall upgrades in here, he gets +1 speed mid-zone for 1, +1 play rec, pick artist for 0, and +1 hit power and avalanche for 2 once you put these overalls in. I do think it's worth doing. And if you want to go to his abilities, the best stack that I'd be running, I'd probably pay for mid-zone here. A lot of people use this avalanche, which sometimes it's crazy, but I would go mid-zone just for the KO. And then he gets some zeros down here. I would personally go mid-zone for 1, deep end zone for 1, and then maybe pick artist down here. That's what I would do. That's the ideal abilities you'd run on him. If you run avalanche instead of mid-zone, I understand. You could probably do, if you really wanted to, if you wanted avalanche bad, avalanche, mid-zone for 1, here, and then deep end zone, and just won't lose. You'll lose pick artist, and you have to use 4 AP on Lynch, which if you have the AP you can do it, but if you really want avalanche, that's the ability setup you should have. And this is honestly why John Lynch falls at number 8. Now coming in at number 7, we have Ronnie Hickman. He's been in the game for a couple weeks now, but he's still super good. 6'1", 96 speed, 97 XL. The agility is kind of rough after looking at it now, but the 97 change of direction is very good. He does get a very good stack. I think he has arguably the best stack in the game. He gets 2 buckets, as you can see. He gets this deep zone for 1, mid zone for 2, and pick artist for 0. He would probably be really high on this list if his mid zone was 1, but he gets deep zone for 1, mid zone for 2, pick artist for 0. That's what I'd be running. I'd be running deep zone and mid zone. Just run both. And a lot of people use their safeties in quarters anyways now. You might as well have deep zone. Have them light up every single time. Now coming in at number 6, we have Jordan Whitehead. This is the new Mutt Champs card. Buck Jet, as you can see, he's short. That's his only flaw. He does have 95 speed, which could be better, but if you run one of these teams, he's perfectly fine there. Buck's team is always decent. Jet's team is decent too. But he does get good abilities. As you can see here, deep end zone, mid zone for 0, and pick artist for 1. I believe they get 2 buckets. He does. And I would be running the same thing, deep end zone, mid zone for 0. Most people, when you play someone decent, they're running their safeties on quarters, and deep end zone is perfect for that. So, no help with the quarters, and mid zone lights up everywhere. So, in case he's not anywhere else, you have mid zone for 0, and then I would sacrifice pick artist just for the KOs. Now, coming in at number 5, we have Brian Dawkins. He came out long ago. If you guys didn't do your legend solos, you can get this card perfectly free, but he is affordable, 300k, around 300, 330, 95 speed, 94 expel. 94 XL. He is on Eagles team. Broncos team's okay right now, but Eagles team is arguably the best in the game. They might even get better for team of the year, So just be prepared for that. So Eagles theme team is huge. So he could get up to 98 speed on the Eagles theme team with Jalen Hurts. So that's currently what I have. I have him at 98 speed. And the ability stack, he gets 2 discounted abilities: mid zone for 1, deep end zone for 1. That's probably what I'd be running. So that's 2 AP there. And Brian Dawkins is so good just because on the Eagles theme team, that 98 speed goes crazy, and you can honestly see a difference. Now coming in at number 4, we have Derwin James, 96 overall. He's been out since December, which is crazy. But 96 speed, 94 excel, that's kind of okay. I heard he was a really good looper. If you guys do put him as a sub linebacker or something, I heard he was a good looper. 6'2". He does get a good ability. He gets mid zone for 0. He only gets 1 bucket, as you could. Oh, he gets 2 buckets, as you can see. But I personally would only do mid zone for 0 unless they start coming out with like X Factor running backs normally with like wrecking ball, angry runs, freight train, anything like that. That's when secure tackler comes into play. But as of right now, we don't really need it. So mid zone for 0 is perfectly fine. If you wanted to user him, he has pick artist for 2. That's pick artist and mid zone's probably what I'd use on him if I would to user him. But if I'm leaving him off on his own, I'm just doing mid zone, getting that 0 AP, saving AP, getting to use it somewhere else. That's what Derwin's really good for. Now coming in at number 3, we have Ronnie Lott. He came out a while ago, but he's just as good as ever. Niners, Raiders, Jets theme team. As you can see, 96 speed, 93 excel, as you can see. But with the training boost, it's like 5 training or something like that. So it's nothing crazy. You get +1 speed, +1 change of direction, +1 hit power. So that's 97 speed base. On a theme team, he could get 99. That's elite. That's really good. As you can see, he's 1.8 to 2 million coins. He will drop over time. If you give him another week or 2, he'll probably drop more. But he does get a very good stack here. I'd probably be running deep in for 1, his mid zone for 1, and then he also gets pick artist for 0 here. So that's the ideal abilities you want on a safety. You either want deep zone, which they don't really give. Ronnie Hickman's the only guy with deep zone. That's deep in and deep out combined. But most people have deep in right now. Ronnie Lott has deep in, so you have to give him deep in. And most safeties run are quarters, not halves. So for deep in, mid zone for 1, and then also getting pick artist for 0 and getting all that for 2 AP, I think it's worth it. I think you're able to spend it now with how much AP we have on defense. So Ronnie Lott at number 3. Coming in at number 2, we have Ken Houston. He just came out today, but he's very, very good. Washington Commanders theme team, also Titans theme team. 6'3" is really good. Also 500K, that's a normal price for a champ. I think he's definitely needed on all teams. If you have any of these teams for sure. The Commanders have been getting some decent cards as of late, so it might not be bad to go back to the Commanders theme team, because you gotta think they got the Jaden Daniels today, they got the Kyle Pitts because he got the Frankie Louvu chems, also they got the Frankie Louvu fusion. So that's 3 good users. You gotta think with Washington Commanders with Sean Taylor, Frankie Louvu, and Kyle Pitts. Got Jaden Daniels on offense. You can use the fusion Kyle Pitts at tight end. So the Washington Commanders theme team isn't something bad if you're looking that direction. Trying to get him more speed, get him up to 98 speed, which would be so crazy. But this card is really good because of his abilities and his height. He gets 2 buckets. I would be using mid zone, deep, in zone for 0. So that's 1 AP total. But then he also gets abilities down here, and you could use what you want. But this is kind of where I'd want his free stuff to be. So pick artist here, and then lurker here too. If you really wanted to put that, I mean, it's free. You might as well take it. So pick artist, lurker, mid zone for 1, deep in zone for 0. And that's the ideal stack you want on Ken Houston. This guy, you can argue for number 1 spot, but this number 1 guy, he's just too good. Now coming in at number 1, we have Devin McCourty. As you can see, he has a big price tag. 97 speed, 97 excel. The only problem I have with this Devin McCourty card, and it's only one problem, he is 5'10". KOs would do the trick, which it usually does, but 5'10" is kind of short for me. I'd rather them be able to jump and bat a ball instead of it go over their head sometimes. But Devin McCourty, 97 speed, 97 excel. A big thing about this Devin McCourty card is you can see the Foxborough Motivator Chem. That means every single Patriot that's on the team will get +1 speed, no matter if you have 20 or 40 Patriots. If you have 0 Patriots and you have Devin McCourty, all Patriots get +1 speed, even if you have none. So having a 40 theme team means you, instead of having +2 speed, you would have +3 if you have Devin McCourty on the lineup. And then he also does get good abilities, just like that Ken Houston. As you can see, I'd be running mid zone. Mid zone here, deep end zone here for 2. And then he also gets pick artist for 0. That's a really good stack. He also has, so this is the stack I'd run on him. It would definitely be deep in, mid zone, pick artist, and that's the stack I'd run on him for 2 AP. Ken Houston does get the better stack, so if you're not going for theme team, nothing like that, Ken Houston's your guy. Also, Washington theme team is good, so if you really just wanted to do Washington theme team, the only reason I'm having Devin McCourty at this one spot is because his abilities are comparable, and he gives +1 speed to all Patriots. There's only 4 cards in the game that do that for a certain theme team. Devin McCourty does it for the Patriots, Reggie White does it for the Packers, Jalen Hurts does it for the Eagles, and Emmitt Smith does it for the Cowboys. There's only 4 cards. That's super valuable, and that's why Devin McCourty is in the #1 spot. And if you guys enjoyed today's video, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.